Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. This is episode number 586. I'm your host, Christoph Ambrosch, and I have two birthdays of living Medal of Honor recipients to go over today. Let's see here. Today is the 18th. Tomorrow is the 19th. Last I checked, 19 does come after 18, and that means Mr. Dwight Birdwell is going to have a birthday tomorrow, January 19th, 1948. Mr. Birdwell was born, and he is a former U.S. Army Specialist 5 that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Vietnam War, and he is a recent recipient. He'll be turning the age of 75 years old, so a very happy birthday to Mr. Birdwell. Also, the day after that, January 20th, 1945, Mr. Robert Ingram is going to be turning the beautiful age of 78 years old. He was born in 1945 on the 20th. He is a former U.S. Navy Hospital Corpsman, 3rd class, that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Vietnam War. I have actually covered both of their stories. Let's see, I covered Mr. Birdwell back on episode number 532 and Mr. Ingram back on episode number 195. So there are links to both of those episodes in the show notes. If you have not checked them out, please go do so. And that is all the news and information I have to go over for today. So without any further ado, let's get into today's Tale of Honor. Richard was born on the 15th of September, 1881, in Washington, D.C., with a family history that had a deep ties to the founding of this country, public service, and military service. He had relatives that served as the U.S. Treasury Secretary under President Madison, the Mayor of Washington, D.C., a founding member of the Texas State Constitution, and his great-great-great-grandfather was Benjamin Franklin. Both his father and grandfather, also named Richard, were high-ranking naval officers, so of course Richard would follow in their steps and was appointed to the U.S. Naval Academy, where he graduated in 1902. He was commissioned as an ensign in May of 1904, and he then had assignments on several ships, to include being on the USS Connecticut during the Great White Fleet's journey around the globe from 1907 to 1909. Richard married Alice in 1910 when she was a secretary for President Taft's wife, and the couple had 2 children. In 1911, he was assigned to the USS Florida, and he was still on board when it deployed to Veracruz, where he would display actions that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "For distinguished conduct in battle, engagements of Veracruz, 21-22 April 1914. Lieutenant Wainwright was eminent and conspicuous in command of his battalion, was in the fighting of both days, and exhibited courage and skill in leading his men through action. In seizing the custom house, he encountered for many hours the heaviest and most pernicious concealed fire of the entire day, but his courage and coolness under trying conditions were marked." Richard received orders to the Naval Academy 5 months after these actions, and he received the Medal of Honor shortly after his new assignment. He would remain at the Academy until his medical retirement in March of 1921 and went on to serve as the superintendent of the Navy Department Library until 1929. Richard was recalled to active duty in 1942 for service during World War II, and he received a promotion to commander. Richard Wainwright Jr. died on the 28th of March, 1944, and he is buried in the U.S. Naval Academy Cemetery in Annapolis, Maryland, Section 2, Grave 140A. And that was a Tale of Honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Veracruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.